Okay, we have here Shimano's Nexave, the C3000 versus the C3000 Catana. So which spinning 3000 reel do you prefer out of the two? Almost identical stats, released within the last year. Pretty good, huh? Both models favor the budget-minded angler. So let's take a look at the two. Aloha guys, Scuba Chris here. I'm gonna have a pretty cool contest over here. We're gonna have the Nexave. This is a 3000 Nexave by Shimano, and we're gonna compare it with the 3000 Catana, also by Shimano. Both these reels, these particular updated models came out within the last year. Should be kind of interesting to check out the stats, and we're just going to concentrate on the 3000 size of each because it's probably the most popular for freshwater and saltwater usage of all the different sizes. So let's look at the gear ratios. The gear ratios for the Nexave, 6.2 to 1. The Catana, 6.2 to 1. Tied. Now let's look at the max drag. Now on the Catana, the max drag is 19 pounds, but on the Nexave is 20. So I'm sorry to say that so far, this reel leads. So what are the bearing counts? 3 plus 1, which means 3 high performance stainless steel bearings to 1 roller bearing. Both have that, so it's still tied in the roller bearing department, but the Nexave has a slight lead. Next, we'll look at the weight. Now, this is the new Catana, not the older one, which I believe was red. This is the new one, which is all dark blue as compared to this one, which is black with the blue accents. Now, this one here weighs 9.2 ounces. Now, the original was slightly heavier. I think it was 0.2 ounces heavier. So the newer one is slightly lighter at 9.2, but the Nexave weighs an even 9. So right now the Nexave is in really in first place because it's 2 up on the Catana. So what do the line retrieves look like? I mean, one whole line retrieve. That's one whole crank. Well, they're tied again. Both the Nexave and Catana will bring in at a full 36 inches, 3 yards of fishing line per crank. So that again is pretty good for a 3000 reel. Here's something amazing. I think these spools might be interchangeable because when it comes down to line, how much line it can hold, they're identical. For the 3 differences in the mono and braid department, the 3 different models, the 3 different braids on both, it's 100% identical. Plus, these are both what they call C spools. C spools for Shimano means that they're deep spools that are meant to hold a little bit more line than the conventional 3000. So it should be interesting, according to that these spools might be interchangeable, but that's only between the 3000s. And to me, the number one thing I like about both these reels, no anti-reverse switch. I hate anti-reverse switch because that means that in the back of you had the little switch, you click it so it would only go one way, or the reel when you turn the handle go both ways. But I really hate those anti-reverse switches because that means there's an extra way for water to intrude in the reel. So in this case, both units are winners in my book because they both don't have anti-reverse switches. So what are more attributes? Well, they both have the G-Free bodies, which means that a lot of the weight is transferred to the upper section, upper torso of the reels. So when you're holding on to it and you're swaying around the reel using the reel, you're not going to feel like you're dragging your weight. It's going to be feeling more a part of your hand. So they both have the G-Free attributes, and that's an attribute you would find on the higher price reels. But over the years, Shimano has been slowly putting a lot of that higher grade features into the lower price reels, so it's good. It's going to make these look more attractive. Plus, they never raise the price, which is even better, right? And besides the G-Free body, they have the propulsion line system management. So when the line comes off, it comes off not blaring out, but it's cut. The spool edge is cut a certain way, so the line stays tight, and then it starts going out and becoming a little larger, what it does, it keeps everything from tangling, and you're going to get more distance on your cast. I tell you, this is a good system. You have to, a lot of companies like Okuma and other companies have something similar, but this is one of the Shimano reels. It's what you call a budget, mid-range price reel, and it has that higher feature incorporated into these lower units. Also, these reels were designed for freshwater as well as saltwater applications. And I tell you, without that extra opening, because there's no anti-reverse switch, that will help lengthen the lifespan of these beautiful reels. So MSRP, it fluctuates. I mean, like everything else in our markets nowadays fluctuates. The Nexave tends to be slightly higher, like maybe $5 or maybe $8, $10 at the most, but usually $5 higher than the so how about the looks? All right, now this here is dark blue with silver and black accents on the top. This one's here is all black with also blue and silver accents. So you know, the same colors, right? Shimano is slowly getting away from those drab colors they had before. Sorry to say that, but it's true. I mean, you spend a lot of money, you kind of want something like eye candy. But these reels are not bad. I like this one because it'll match with almost anything, blue with the silver and the black. But this one just jumps me because of that bright holographic type of blue. So I'm going to give this one another point just for aesthetics. So how about the MSRPs? Well, the MSRPs are roughly the same for the 3000. They tend to fluctuate between like $30 to $40 is basically fluctuation, depends on what company you go through. To be honest, there's not much difference. I already tried them in the field. There's not much difference between the two. They look almost identical, except that the Nexave has a little bit more of a sparkle to it. But they feel the same. They cast the same. My honest opinion, if you're a saltwater guy, go with this beauty right here, because it kind of kicks a little bit more, and that's just my opinion. But if you go freshwater, I would say go with the Catana, because it's a little bit more on the driver type of look, even though it's a good reel, but that's my opinion. So if cost is your main concern, go with the Catana. It usually is the cheaper out of the two. The Nexave, to me, it's a more of a kicking type of up-to-date looking reel, and when I hold it in my hand, I mean, if I was to close my eyes and hold each one, I cannot tell the difference, because I both are on these Magic L rods by handing, 8-footers, medium light. And I tell you, even though these rods are good up to, I think, like 5/8 of an ounce, I'm not quite sure, I forgot already. I use 1 ounce jigs, and to find these are really good rods. So both of these are on these Magic L rods by handing, and I tell you, that made my field testing fair. So based on everything, color, attributes, everything, I would rate the Nexave the better of the two. Now, if you were just gonna go by price, if you're worried about the price, go with the Catana. It's just like roughly $5 or slightly more in terms of the difference in the price. This is the Catana's the lesser of the two. The Nexave, though, I mean, for the price difference, when I look at it, I feel like I have a smile, you know, because it's such a happening kind of looking reel. I like this reel. It's more hip. It just looks a lot nicer, but it's up to you. Yeah, that's my report, because I'm trying to give you my benefit on what I'm looking for and what you're looking for, because I don't know what you're looking for. If price is the number one concern, get the Catana. If you want something that looks hip but is mid-range, economic reel, go with the Nexave. All right? Thanks a lot.